Hey everyone, it's Alyssa from Ales and Asanas. Ales, of course, is beer. Asanas is yoga poses. So I always like to combine two of my favorite things. Today we're going to be working on a shorter video to break down balancing half moon. In one of our other 30-minute videos, that pose comes up, and a couple people had some questions about how to get into it, having trouble balancing. So we're going to break that down for you a little bit today. I really recommend with this pose having some props ready. We have our good old yoga block. If you don't have an official yoga block, that's okay. You can use some other things. Of course, one of our favorite props in my classes is a crowler. A crowler of beer is just about the same height as your yoga block, so that works just fine. Sometimes stacking up some books or some pillows, or even just standing by a chair to help give you a little support can also work. Today we're using a special prop, a little mini keg, sometimes called a man can. This will really help give some extra length. And what these props do is they give you some length and space in your spine and your hamstrings. Can act as a little bit of a balancing support. So never be afraid to bring a prop with you to any yoga class. I've been taking yoga for about 20 years and I always grab a block. Just because you never know, you might find a new way to get in or out of a pose or a way to enhance your body. So don't ever be shy about that. So grab your prop, and first things first, it's always really important to make sure you're nice and warmed up. So here's a few poses that I definitely recommend warming up for balancing half moon. The first one is a variation of side plank, just a good old modified side plank. You can start on hands and knees. And extend the right leg towards the back of your mat. And as you start to peel onto the left hand and left knee, flatten that back foot down, stack the hips, stack the shoulders, and peel your belly, chest, and shoulders open. So you see our hips are stacking on top of each other, my shoulders are over top of each other, and my pelvis, belly, chest, and shoulders are all facing the side here. Of course, if you want to try your balance a little bit, you can lift that back foot. But just notice the shape of your body here, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, and we're actively rotating our upper body so everything becomes flat with the side wall. Great. So that's number one. And that is probably the most similar shape that your body will make in the balancing half moon. So just take note of how your body feels, especially with the hips, because I think that's the hardest part for people to get the hang of when you're trying to balance. So number two, of course, is to warm up your hamstrings. Balancing half moon really works a lot of different parts of your body. Your hamstrings, your spine, all the little different muscles in your feet. So my next recommendation is to go through a few what I call yogi jumping jacks. And we start with those in a warrior two, nice big wide stance. And you move with the breath. So as you inhale, you straighten the legs and reach your arms high overhead. And as you exhale, bend into that knee, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, warrior two. This is starting to warm up the muscles of the inner thigh and warm up the hips a little bit. And again, we have that open external hip and rotation of the leg, which will become your standing leg when we come into the balance. Good. So then our next pose that's a really great warm up is triangle. Triangle, you straighten the leg. You reach forward. When you cannot reach any further, you can place that hand down to your shin. Or, of course, because we do have them, our props. So place that prop behind that front leg. Place your hand on top of that prop and then start to peel your belly, chest, and shoulders open. Ah, yes, we have heard that before. So same thing here. Notice that the pelvis is pressing forward, the shoulders are stacking on top of each other. And again, we want that active rotation of the ribs, chest, and shoulders coming forward to make the collarbone broad with the side wall. Great. So bend into that knee a little bit, bring yourself up. Don't forget to do both sides, even if one leg is a little more wobbly than the other. Always got to even yourself out. So coming into our balancing half moon, I like to come into it from, same thing, a triangle type position. So set up your feet. I'm gonna rock the other side here. Coming into your triangle, start to reach those fingers forward. When you cannot reach any further, that's when your hand starts to drop down. So again here, grab for your prop, whatever it may be. I like to bend into that standing leg to give myself a little boost. Come forward onto that front foot, lift the back foot. Once that foot is off the mat, start to peel your hips open, stacking them on top of each other, trying to get those hip bones open towards the side wall. So the hips are opening, the shoulders are opening, everything is rotating open here. So notice the difference with your prop here. We have this nice length through our hamstrings. If that prop wasn't there, holy moly, you'd have to reach all the way down to the floor here. So if you have open hamstrings, that's fine. But if you're still learning and you need some more mobility, this prop's really gonna do you a lot of good here. So it's okay to have a bit of a bend in that standing leg. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge here, you take your focus from the floor. That's where it stays more steady. So if you want to challenge yourself, you start to shift that focus up towards that thumb that's way up in the air. Good. When you're ready, you bend into the standing leg and drop the foot down. And of course, give yourself a break. Maybe a sip of water, maybe a sip of beer, whatever you're feeling today. And we'll try that again on the other side. So again, make sure you have your prop ready to go. Again, we're thinking about opening the hips, stacking the legs, and then we're rotating the belly, chest, and shoulders open so everything stacks on top of each other. So opening up wide, coming into your triangle pose, start to reach. When you cannot reach any further, that hand comes down. Start to bend into that front foot, and that back foot comes off the mat. We start to stack the hips, opening the hip bones. We start to peel those right ribs out from underneath our belly. And we stack the shoulders, open the shoulders. So sometimes if you lift up your toes and spread them apart, that gives you a little bit of a wider base, and you can really press into the pads of those toes to activate your base. You want to think about being light through the upper body. Again, we don't want to be sinking down here. Nice and light and lifted through the upper body. The lifted leg, that foot is flexed and active, and that leg only needs to be about hip height. Nothing major here. And then again, same thing. If you need to have a little bit of a bend in that standing leg to get that rotation, that's okay, you'll get there. And if you would like a little bit more of a challenge, you can try to shift that gaze up towards the left thumb. And when you're ready, bend into that standing leg, drop the foot down, and stand yourself up and take a break. So hopefully that was helpful for you to maybe a little bit more slowly walk through balancing half moon. Again, remember to warm up. A couple great poses are modified side plank, triangle, warrior two. A couple good old vinyasas or sun salutations are great. Maybe a low squat, and hopefully that helped you guys out. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so we can bring you more content. And if you'd like to tag us in a picture of you trying this pose, shoot us a message at Ales and Asanas on social media. We'll be happy to post it or maybe give you some more pointers. Thanks everyone, have a great day.